Hi guys, Ken Chigbo, aka KenFX Freak, back with another week roundup and look ahead to the key events. There was a lot of volatility in the markets last week, right, around GBP, massive underperformer. We'll get onto that in a moment. Euro volatility on the back of the ECB rate decision, and the dollar further recovering, okay, laying the foundations for recovery. Let's start off talking about the dollar. As you can see behind me here, let me just make the chart naked. Second consecutive week in the green. The first time we've seen it since here, sort of June period. All right, May, June. So this is significant, I think. Just the foundations have been laid. And I did note this last week about this bearish structure that we had. You see where we were printing lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. You get the point. And we broke out of this structure, this descending channel structure, which does, the foundations are laid there now. We broke out and retested that. The foundations are laid for further recovery. Okay, now this week we do have the FOMC rate decision. Jerome Powell's already announced a new strategy change. We saw that at Jackson Hole just a couple of weeks ago. So we're not expecting anything else, anything new outside of that. If he just announces what we already know, then dollar bulls have an opportunity to further strengthen, and I'm looking for that anyway. Euro dollar. So this was let's go on the 4 hours. I want to show you. This was the volatility to the upside on the back of the ECB rate decision. Well, it's actually the press conference. ECB sources, the statement said that they're not concerned about the euro rate. Remember, markets were worried. Could they be very dovish because the way in which euro's been strengthening? And really, they sort of disregard it for the time being. But it seems like ECB members are split because on Friday then, we had the chief economist, Philip Lane, and also the head of the French central bank expressing their concerns about the rate and that they're closely monitoring it. So I think there's some division there between some members, hawks and doves. For me, got this bear flag here. Here's all your poll. Keep an eye on a potential breakout to the downside, and that will coincide with what I'm looking for in terms of the further push higher for dollar. Look at GBP, the weekly performance. Oh, it's absolutely annihilated. I was talking about this, and we covered good ground this on a webinar I did for our community, but really bearish weekly closure here, man. And that follows that evening star. Not expecting anything different, to be honest, this week. Still some downside pressure. There's a lot of room. You can see that. It's got a lot of room to just drop down towards sort of 123 and more. Friction between Britain and EU. It does look now likely the way in which things are moving and progressing at the moment, or lack of progress, is we're heading towards a no deal, a hard Brexit, which would be absolute catastrophe for the UK economy, and obviously, i.e. very bad for GBP. Same price action you see in the 4 hour, just breaking out of these pennants and flags. A lot of pips been up for grabs there, which we've been taking advantage of via our community at Freak Network. Another pennant there for GJ. I just want to quickly talk about NZD. It's been a bit of underperformance of NZD as well. The central bank, the RBNZ, are gearing towards more action, more QE, more stimulus, pump. And they're exploring negative rates, which, of course, is not good for NZD. So I would still like to see some downside here. For the New Zealand dollar, we've got GDP, where they're expected this week to officially be in recession, and we're not looking for a good number at all there. Very bad number for the New Zealand economy. They're being crippled by COVID and very reliant as well. A big part of their GDP comes from tourism. So some downside and underperformance there for NZDs. Outside of that, what I've mentioned, keep an eye on the Bank of England rate decision. There could be some room for some downside for GBP, more downside on that. Expecting them to be dovish. Pessimistic about the economy because of the Brexit situation. Other than that, guys, please do not hesitate to check out my community, KenFX Freak. Check me out on all social medias. Check out freaknetwork.io. We provide unlimited amounts of value to our members day in, day out, fundamentally and technically. And of course, do not hesitate to give BluFX a try. It's a great solution. It will help you become an all-rounded trader, help you with that discipline. Stay lit, baby. Let's get it.